Well, we're coming back up. Thanks for joining me on this new live stream for today. As you can see, I've got it all linked, and I did shoot one coat of clear on top of it, but we're going to shoot another one, another coat of clear. And how I do this, my room is probably 15 foot by 12 foot. Let me turn off that sound. Okay, I got the sound off over there. Let me see what I got going on here. Yeah, there we go. All right. I'm listening to the TV as well. Where was I? Oh, I put one coat of clear on it. I finish up the ink, put one coat of clear on it. And how I do this is my room is 15 foot long by probably 12 foot wide. And I have a fan in the window, and it's exhausting. And I use a small HVLP touch-up gun. And I have the clear mix 60-40 for this, because I'm sealing it. I'm not really shooting a lot of clear on it, and I'm just doing the wings. I don't want to load the airplane up with too much paint, because it has to be pretty light. So nice even coat. And what this is doing is we're sealing the ink line. And that's one coat. Turn this. And it doesn't get too, with an HVLP, it doesn't get too much overspray in here. I mean, obviously, if you can do it outside or do it in a spray booth or some place that you're not breathing the fumes, but everybody says that I'm crazy, I don't wear a mask and all. I've been doing this all my life, and I'm not dead yet. So obviously you don't want to put your nose in there, spray it into your mouth. I think the most important thing for doing this is make sure you put the same amount of coats on the top as you do the bottom. I didn't learn this till later on in life. But when I started doing it, it became pretty evident, and my airplane quality went up quite a bit. Now, one of the things with clear and doing this is it doesn't have to be 100% wet looking slick. It just doesn't have to be that way, because you're going to sand this, and when I say sand this, you're going to bone this out where the whole thing becomes flat. But you can't do that for probably at least a couple of weeks. Yeah, I see a spot here that needs a little touch up. So it's right on the back of the rudder here. We're not going to break out the spray gun. I'm just going to take a little white paint and a Q-tip. Missed. One bad thing about painting white on black, it's pretty unforgiving. There's nobody in the chat room now. It's a little before 6 o'clock. But I don't mind, because what this does is it makes it easier for me to upload, because they're uploading to the web right now. So I don't have to do anything. So that'll disappear when I hit it with the spray gun. Out of paint. Fill it up. It's a little humid today. Probably not the best day to be painting. But I really need to get these jobs done, so I'll persevere. Looks like I'm going to have to take my gun apart and clean it too. Yeah, it's pretty humid. So, what happened here, this airplane ended up, I decided that I would make this the nicest one out of the bunch, because it's a classic, and we're going to do the most work on it. This airplane ended up with about 5 coats of clear on it. As soon as this sets up, I'll turn it over and we'll do the bottom. I have a question here. Greetings from Chile. Hey, Miguel. ¿Cómo está? Thank you very much. Muchas gracias, carnal. And he is building a, yeah, I hope he likes it. He's building a Midwest 109. I'll show you the P-51 while this is drying. set this up. The P-51 come out pretty nice as well. That's the bad thing about live streaming. They're you know, I haven't edited, so you have to wait for me to get back. But here's a P-51 that I did. It has the white ink on it as well. We didn't do a whole. I didn't do a whole lot of detail to it, but it, you know, it's a profile and it's relatively nice. So you like the Warbird type planes? This is the Warbird airplane that I did. Any questions, just go ahead and ask. I'll look at the screen here. These will be leaving this month, I hope. Start on the next batch. I got to do some of my own projects here shortly. But these have been fun. I mean, this, if you ever do something like this particular piece warped so badly I had to steam it like 4 times to get it to straighten out. Yes, this P-51 is an electric. The battery sits in here. The motor goes in here. The ESC goes down here in the timer. And then you cover it up with this. So it's kind of slick. And of course I did the Igor Berger Super B or Max B. I'll show you that one as we're waiting. I also did the Gypsy and the Genesis is what I got done so far. And I don't think I'm going to put any clear on this today. It's a little humid still. We're just going to finish up the other one. But I'll clear this one probably tomorrow, and then all these projects will be ready to go. This is painted with the same paint scheme or similar paint scheme as Igor's World Championship airplane. I thought it was quite appropriate to do it with this. I see I have a little spot right here on the nose. Now, the nice thing about about this is I've been painting with white ink. So we got a white spot, we'll touch it up with this white ink. Huh. Of course, when I want it to work, it won't work. There it is. I don't know, I might just go ahead and take that off and paint that. That's what I'll probably do. So, instead of doing all that business, we'll wipe that ink off and get it ready to touch up. I'll do that tomorrow. What happened? I guess I don't have to do it. The alcohol must have been a piece of tape residue, but now it's gone. That's good. So this is a nice airplane. Let's bring back the other one and we'll do the bottom. I'm going to make sure it's dry. I don't want to set it down. We'll give it a minute or two more. I don't want to set it on the pad upside down and have it stick to the foam pad. I had a little spot here I had to repair. I had just put a piece of masking tape over the ink line and took the airbrush and dusted some red on. Miguel, I'm probably not the best guy to answer that question. If you ask on the forum, they would be better off. I know I know the bigger 60 size ships can use a E-Flight 25 or an E-Flight 32, but I think some of the guys are using 15s on 35 ships. But I dabbled into electric. I bought all the electric stuff, and I have an electric airplane here, but I'm really not proficient enough to give any math numbers or motor sizes or ESC sizes. I wouldn't feel comfortable giving you any advice. You know, the electric thing was a whole new thing to me, and the only reason why I even got into it was Jeff Traxter let me fly his classic airplane at the Nats, and I go, hey, this thing's got some power, and I decided that I'd go ahead and do that. goofy on this. Just sealing the ink lines now. It'll get it'll get 2 coats, and that'll be the end of the movie because that'll be the end of the job. And what makes it really shine, like my Monado, is elbow grease. It's not really the paint that makes it shine. It's the rubbing and the sanding. When you sand everything flat with 5,000 grit sandpaper and polish it, that's what brings out that shine. And like I said in my other couple of videos, this paint job is similar to Kostecki's airplane. He didn't have the black stripe here, but who cares? This was just enough to make it look like Kostecki's airplane. Yeah, it's best that you ask somebody, Bob Hunt, Will Demaro, Dean Pappas. There's a lot of good guys on the forum that are into electric that know a whole lot more than I do. I see that my camera's not quite aimed right. I think it's better if I stand right here. I can see that we have a little haze in here. So this will be the last coat. I better fill up the cup. This will be the last coat on this airplane. We'll put it up and this one's done. This is the windy coat here. and that killed the clear. So that's all she got. So we'll wait a few minutes, and that's it. How many coats to clear? About five. 5 coats. Thank you for joining me, Miguel. These live streams in this particular instance are, I don't know, rather boring. But some guys want to see them, so. Yeah, I like the smell. It's a little cloudy in here, but this is nothing compared to when we used to paint with Aerogloss. I still have a couple quarts of Aerogloss around, but I don't have any thinner. I also have some Ambroid glue that once in a while I'll open up on the bench and smoothie it around. I don't use it, but I like the smell of it. It reminds me of my childhood. Well, not childhood, but younger days. I don't think the Ambroid came out until about, I don't know, about 68 or 9, somewhere in there. But I do like the smell of that. I do a great job of teaching. I don't know about that, but I know that when I was a kid, nobody would show you anything. So I decided that I would change that now because there's so few of us. There's just not anybody that's around. Now, I don't know whether the transcript is going to be available when I upload this movie. So the questions that I'm answering are from the live chat. So that's basically what's going on here. It's starting to clear out here. So let's see what we got going here. One watching. That's me. What's going on here? So I think that's going to wrap us up for this evening. We just put a coat of clear on top and bottom of the airplane. And that finishes the Formula S. So I think that's going to wrap us up for this evening. Put a coat of clear on top and bottom. I'll cut the camera. Until I see you again, fair winds and tight lines. It's live streaming building is not the most exciting thing going. But we'll see you on the next go around. Take care.